And welcome to a brand new season, a brand new year, a brand new season. This is the Diddler Cup Racing Series, and we are starting this season off like we always do. It's a tradition, like some others. We don't want to get sued. It's a tradition that there are very few replicating, because we start with a double shot here in South Tucson, Arizona, the foster home of auto racing. My name is Chip Chapman. I am joined, as always, for another season of Diddler Cup Racing with my color commentator, Lightning Lloyd Shivers.
Yes, get ready to see 32 of the, well, they are of some quality. I wouldn't necessarily call them the best, but this is some of the most entertaining races you'll ever see. You take any other racing series.
32 of the most present.
Yes, 32 of the most
32
present.
32 of the most available.
Yes. And, of course, that voice you hear is our third in the booth, and, most importantly, a certain fan club president, and maybe, I don't know if it's kind of turned into an autocracy.
Don't want to conflict the interest there, but we're by fan club president Beaumont Jenkins.
And Beaumont Jenkins himself, yeah, it is, and boys.
I miss y'all so much, man.
Oh, it has been
I
great.
gotta say, these people at Fast Signs with their associate's degrees have been working overtime. Good Lord, look at these paint schemes this year. The pit crew even got paint schemes.
Yeah, we sent some painters all over the dang place. Yeah, we're looking at a couple of, pit road's going to be interesting, but we are going 100 laps here on this 3/4 of a mile short track. It's a double shot of South Tucson. We go at one of our shortest tracks of the entire season, a 3/4 mile short track here, and on Tuesday night, we go on our longest track of the season, the actual roads of South Tucson. It is going to be quite the three-day experience. They got a day to recover. Lloyd, they're going to be having to recover from some short track racing, doing a lot of different, making a lot of adjustments on the cars to get them ready for road racing.
And a lot of these teams, well, let's be fair, most of these teams don't have huge budgets to work with. These are blue-collar teams and blue-collar drivers up and down this grid. You got some strange folks in this grid. We got 6 awesome rookie candidates, and we got 2 young drivers moving over to brand new teams this offseason. It's going to be a whale of a season.
A lot of movement. I mean, I think... We already talked about it. I think we better go ahead and get everyone up to speed right now on what we're doing. So why don't we go ahead and get over to our starting grid and tell them how these cars are looking here. All right, we are gonna go ahead and get them started. There we go. You see the Dongarex Inject-A-Pen Pole Award goes to Paul Walker. Paul Walker, he starts on the pole. This is his second career pole, a 9th place finish on the season. He is in that 00 Nihilist Arby's Ford for Spub and Mortports. Let's look at the front row. It's another Spubby car. Smiley Van Buren on the outside in that KFC car. On row 2, Jeff Gordon the horse got his first win last season, and the third Spubby car, Bucket Dushine. On row 3, a rookie, Hans Weisspulver in that slap mark car, and Jeff Shanice with his brand new Toyota and racing team. On row 4, Jean-Paul Henry, 2017 champion, and Giacomo, one of the final 4 of last season. Big Daddy Thibodeau's on row 5 with Jeff Tanaka, brand new name, same driver, new team, that 88 car. Row 6 is our defending champion, 47, Joe John Winchester, and I didn't even catch who was on the side with him, Kevin Boner Pillman. Dick Blood, that's who it was. And Jim Blossoms on row 7. On row 8, it's Paul Alcohol and Bowie Jessup in a brand new ride driving that Gumboos number 9 car for DWI. Now on row 9, it's Fat Darrell in that Beefus car and Ricky Walton in the number 32 car for HTE Bassmet. El Matador Toto Rosanna on row 75 and Mr. Naga's most glorious driver in that number 10 car for that team. On row 11, it's Petrol Topoff, one of our last 4 of last season, and Doug Pork, his second year. Here's a rookie for the Russian team, Bobrovsky, on row 12 with Reverend Pastor Chavez in that 33 car. Morris Mayfield in the 69 car.
Nice.
And Nikolai the Soviet driving bear on row 13. On row 14, it's Steve Thompson, a rookie, and another rookie, Blario Blandretti, in that Blenzoil car for number 22. On row 15, it's Wuba Bala and Ennio Spirini. And row 16, Thicker Richard Ketchup and Triple X Macklin, another couple of rookies on that side right there. So that's going to be our starting grid. That's how they're going to line up. Boys, there's some dominance from the Spub and Mortport's team. They're qualifying pretty dang fast in those Fords, aren't they, this year?
Yeah, that was a very good performance that we saw earlier this afternoon in Dongeret's ejected pen pole qualifying, getting 3 of the first 4 spots on the grid in the front row lockout. That does incredible confidence for a team like that that's interested in maybe moving their way up through the field. We know they have the equipment and the drivers to compete. It's all about putting it together for a season, and of course keeping that consistency all the way, not just through the quote-unquote regular season, but also through the Diddler Cup playoffs.
Yeah, no doubt our playoffs.
I forgot to mention one thing as well for winning the poll for Kevin Boder-Pillman. He wins himself a $25 gift card to Parts Unknown Auto Parts, where you can get yourself a 1941 steering wheel cover on a Honda Schnurd.
Honda Schnurd. Man, I haven't seen a Schnurd in forever.
Now, of course, we go.
You don't see him that often.
That's fair enough. Now that goes to Paul Walker.
Of course, we got our Rookie of the Year candidates here. We got Bobrovsky. He's on the case. We got Triple X Macklin, of course, a great friend of our dearly departed 542 Norman.
Yeah, apparently we don't learn. We just put another 13-year-old in the car and let him race, huh?
We got Steve Thompson in there. We got Thicker Richard Ketchup here coming out of that coma. From Germany, we got Heinz Wolfspulper. But I think the big addition to this field is going to be Mario Andretti coming out of retirement to drive the 22 car.
Mario Blandretti.
Lord, that's Blario Blandretti.
Yeah, that's what I said, Mario Andretti.
No, that's, oh boy,
he won the Blandinapolis Blythe 100.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, exactly. I remember he won in the 1969.
No. See, we're let me go ahead and get a good shot on him. That is Blario Blandretti.
He looks good. He looks like he's in good shape here for a man who's almost 70 years old.
If I'm looking pretty close, that's Blenzoil. That is a Blenzoil sponsored car. That ain't Mario. That's Blario Blandretti, and I'm not sure that's getting I'm not sure that's the same person you think it is.
Oh no, that's ridiculous. That would be like one dude who's a bad boxer or a UFC fighter or what have you, just impersonating to be other guys all the time, and everybody keeps falling for it.
I mean,
luckily we never have nothing like that in the Diddler Cup series.
I mean, I'm sure it's completely coincidental that it's on Most Glorious Motorsports and the Mr. Naga owned team, but I think he's got a good team behind him. I think his crew chief Blary Blad is also gonna be taking him in the right direction. We mentioned coming out of a coma is Thicker Richard Ketchup. Trying to find a good shot of his car here. Can't really get a good no, not really a good one right there. Let's go there.
Graphics.
Yeah, there we go. Thicker Richard Ketchup at the back of the field. Again, we say he's a rookie, but Lord, I mean, I guess maybe he's a rookie to our series, but he is an experienced racer. He's just a little up there in years. He's seasoned. He's marinated, and he is in no way fat trimmed, but nonetheless. But he's gonna be one to watch as far as the rookies go. Came out of a coma, so it may take a little bit to get used to. But I think he's gonna be a force to be reckoned with for this season.
Even when you come out of a coma, you don't lose the feel of handling an all-American V8 powered muscle stock car.
No doubt about that. And I think we're about to get going with the race. Let's go ahead and take it down. We of course have to thank the Lord for this beautiful day. We're going to take down to Pastor Peter Lordson for our pre-race prayers.
Let us pray, everybody, as I shake my face in all my error. up to the Lord of heaven. And from here, from one of the converted mega churches, from one of the municipalities of South Tucson, ladies and gentlemen, we like to read this here for the book of Genesis, or as they call it in the Mega Drive. And just letting you know that on the 8th day, God looked upon the dirt oval and he said that he needed to do something reckless and silly. He decided not to rest on that 8th day. And he looked down on that dirt oval and said the track needs a grandstand full of clapping, cheering fans, corporate sponsorships with men in high-priced suits, and watching an Oz fearless contenders fly down straightaways, slinging mud and dirt and ovals and clovers and harshes and blue moons and pots of gold into the corners between triumph and disaster on the quest for victory. So as we say with the race's prayer of the NASCAR, of the Diddler Cup, I say, Lord, I pray as I race today, keep me safe along the way. Not only me, but the others too, as perform the jobs they do. And I know God, and in the race the driver must set the pace, except for Lee Corso, because he's crazy and he's got to get out of there in a hurry unless it's the NFL draft. But in this race of life, I pray, help me, Lord, along the way. Although I am a sinner, help me to believe that with God, you're always a winner. In the Lord's name we pray. Amen.
Go Steelers!
Man, I think we got some excess people from the draft who came over here to watch some racing. But we got
How'd they get out of here?
A capacity crowd here in South Tucson. I think again, we thank y'all for all the rescheduling due to a sandstorm. Actually, what ended up happening is the band Darude came and performed Sandstorm for literally 7 hours straight, and that was yesterday. So we had to move it to today.
There was a guy with a giant spoon there. What the
I know.
hell is he doing? Festival kids, I tell you.
Yeah, for real. I don't understand it, but nonetheless, that's what ended up happening. And then obviously we couldn't have our race to the on the actual roads of South Tucson today because they had to get out of town. So, they had to pack up all their stuff and all their equipment and get out of here. So that's why it's on Tuesday night. But I think it is now time we go down. And now we go down to head coach of South Tucson Youth Football's most recent champion, the Binging Texan Barbecue Buffet. We go down to Gordon Corral to give us those unofficially 6th most famous words in motorsports.
I think you swallowed the microphone.
Oh, no. Where's Gordon? What happened to Gordon?
He had a heart attack on the way here.
Yeah. Oh, hey, this is on there. All right, boys, let's go out there and play a good, solid 24 minutes of football. Woohoo!
And I guess that kind of worked.
Even his emergency ramp needs an emergency
there
ramp.
There they are with the pace car taking off the track. And it's a 3/4 mile track, Lord. They're not going a full pace lap. So what is
Corso got to get out of the draft early so he can get down here and start racing.
And of course Corso leaves early. Paul Walker's going to take us to the green flag. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been all too dang long. I think it is time for us to go diddling. It's a model race of 2019. We are starting things off strong, and the horse has a good run off of that following the draft of Paul
Here come
Walker.
the fluffy little babies.
Excuse me?
Here come the fluffy little babies. I saw it on the corgi races.
You know what? That sounds about right. Paul Walker has led the first 2 laps of this race as we're going 100 laps. We're on lap 2. Paul Walker has led it with Jeff Gordon, the horse, right behind him. Smiley Van Buren has held on to, he's going to lose 3rd position to Hans Weisspulver in that slap mark car.
He seems like a very energetic kid coming out of Germany. This Hans Weisspulver, of course, comes from the GT racing circuits. The stock cars are a bit of a new challenge, but it seems like he's done well in his first qualifying session. Can he convert it into a good finish here in his first Diddler Cup auto race?
I believe he's from Austria, but nonetheless, it's all basically the same.
Yeah, all Central European countries is the same to
Exactly.
me.
He's
Germany,
He doesn't
Austria.
grab his pooping hose, and he's going to be perfectly fine.
Yeah, we got a couple European races, so it's going to be some home cooking for Mr. Vas Pulver in that Slap Mark car. Good pickup for Slap Dong Racing to go along with Kevin Boner Pillman in the 15 car, who is currently sitting. He's in the middle of the pack right there. He's leaving a little bit of a pack here. He's in 13th place. Looks like he's going to give up 12th to Richard Blood in that Boxowine car. The Boxowine 51 car for DWI. He's had a good car all last season, just could not find victory lane.
He still hasn't found victory lane yet. It's his third season.
Yeah, Boner Pillman shot up the track, but he's maybe just kind of letting people maybe realize he doesn't have as fast a car as some others. He's letting people pass and avoiding a wreck of any sort of time.
You can see here he was using all three arms there to steer that car out of danger there when he got a shot.
Disturbing as it is.
Go on the tripod.
The old tripod steering. And we're looking at Boo and Jessup.
He knows how to drive a stick, don't worry.
I bet he does. We're looking at Boo and Jessup right now in that number 9 Gumboo's car, that Chevrolet. He was one of the big movers in the silly season, taking that job from Stumpy Lane in DWI. You know, Boo and Jessup's a good driver. He's a young driver, Lloyd. I think this is the kind of backing of a good corporate back team that loves themselves some alcohol that he needs to succeed.
And not just any alcohol, but Gumboo's, the alcohol you can chew.
Yep, 1 stick of Gumboo's gum is like a full day of drinking.
Gumboo's, taste the alcoholism.
Gumboo's, make this wedding better.
And of course, he's not the only driver on the move this offseason from one team to another. A driver who's experienced success elsewhere and has gone on to new pastures. I wouldn't necessarily say they're greener because this is Arizona and there's not a lot of greenery except for the infield, which is all painted up.
I'm wondering who you're talking about. Are you talking about the brand new team that has been created?
Yes, I'm talking, of course, about, his last name's Tanaka. His first name's a little different. It's no longer Dirt Tanaka. It is Jeff Tanaka.
Jeff Tanaka started good. He is in that number 88 Jeff YE sponsored car for the Iron Jeff Racing. Where is he sitting in right now? He looks like he's in about 11th place. He's going up on Big Daddy Thibodeau, who of course is sporting that You Need a Clown, former South Tucson Year Football champion paint scheme. Again, he's still sponsored by Tucson, but for 3 races, the South Tucson Youth Motorsports team will be sporting the paint schemes of past champions for 3 races each, and of course the Bingen Texan will be on the 28 of Ennio Sparini for 6 races this season, as they are the defending champions of South Tucson Youth Football. Let's take a look at Ennio Sparini. He's in the back of the field right now, it looks like.
Having problems with the car.
Yeah, he's having problems with the car. He's right behind Wubai Bala, looking to make the pass with Wubai Bala. And Paul Alcohol seems to have dropped to the back of the field as well. Yeah, that looks so. Paul Alcohol's in dead last. I don't know what happened with that car, but Sparini and Alcohol are in the back, along with Thicker Richard Ketchup in that Mouthfeel 82 car. Now that's Mouthfeel brand of sauces, condiments, and spreads, of course, for the Adjective Foods team. That Mouthfeel team, they're going to be sporting a lot of different products on that 82 car. That, of course, is the Mouthfeel all-purpose sauce.
I use Mouthfeel on everything. I put it on my eggs. I put it on my popcorn. I put it on my pizza.
I think that's exactly its design. That was the point of Mouthfeel, I think, is to actually get everybody to put it on everything. It's an amazing product.
It's great when you have one of them romantic evenings. You just want to douse it right on your significant other. You just roll yourself on it there, and it gets a little barbecue on the titties. It's
no doubt about that. And you know what happens when you put the Mouthfeel on your significant other? You guys are slapping ham. Looks like all the ham. There's the 83 car driven by Doug Pork. No longer a rookie, but he is.
That's a cured ham.
That is, yes, he is sponsored by all the ham. No doubt keeping off the ham, as it says on the side of that car. that beautiful 8-3 car for Adjective Foods. Currently sitting in 20th place, not really making much movement, but he wants to keep off the ham, but keep that car.
Doug Pork not known much for his movement.
No, not at all.
I'm sure busy week last week for all the ham there with Easter going on.
Just one type of movement he's used to making, and it's not pretty and don't smell fun either.
But like he looks to be.
He's actually we got a bit of a ham sandwich here because we got the Beefus car, the 81 car, which used to have all the ham sponsorship last season. They switched over to a more name-appropriate driver. Now Fat Daryl is sponsored by Beefus for this race. His main sponsor will be So Much Chicken, and he's looking to lead his team of just large, hungry gentlemen.
Yes, with 3 equally large crew chiefs. Fat Daryl's crew chief, of course, Fat Cat McLean. They got HP Sauce and the thicker, richer ketchup, number 82. And Chuck Steak, who made sure to have his name written in all capital letters in the number 83.
Yeah, that isn't a typo. That is actually how it is. That is actually how it is spelled. And we're seeing there right in between Petrol Topoff, who's not having a great run right now. He is in 19th place. In that number 90 car, sponsored by SportsNaz, Matryoshka Inc. got a lot of funding specifically for that car because of how well it performed last year. It made it to the Final Four. Great for that rookie, Petrol Topoff. And so, the team got a lot of funding, and we're expecting a lot of big things from Petrol Topoff. He had, I believe, 2 wins last season. He didn't get that first one until late in the season, but again, that's how this works. You get points from how you finish, but if you get a win basically puts you into the playoffs. There are 15 regular season races this year, and then the playoffs have expanded to 10 races, 3, 3, 3, and 1, and we drop off 4 drivers after each of those, every 3 races, and that final one is just best finish does it.
Yes, it's a journey that's going to take us all the way from South Tucson all the way to Santa Monica in September.
And taking the long route.
Yeah, we're going the long way around, no doubt about it.
Yeah, of course, we're going all around the world. We're going to the city of Europe. We're going to the Poopin' Hoses. We're going to the roundabout in Falcom, England. We're going to Pittsburgh and Yinzer country. Yeah,
we of course have our brand new track for our All-Star race, which is inconveniently far from a hospital speedway in scenic Pittsburgh. We're going back to a lot of tracks that were people's favorites. The Poopin' Hosen, of course, is now on the schedule twice, once in the regular season and once in the playoffs. It was that good of a track. The people, the management of Diddler Cup loved it so much, and we're seeing Jeff Gordon, the horse, in second place, just hanging on to Paul Walker, who has not given up this lead yet.
Oh, and I asked Ray Evernham, the horse, what he thought about the changes that were made to this car from qualifying the race, and he said, nay.
It's that distant laughter that gets it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think what I was, we actually tried to get, before we go on the air, we tried to get Jeff Gordon, the horse, on race radio. We're still futzing with that new technology that we got getting in before the race starts. But asked if he was he started on the front on the second row, and he was literally surrounded by spub and warp ports. I asked if he was if that was intimidating to him, and he just went. Horse jokes, y'all. This is what we're doing. It's horse jokes.
It's a destruction Kentucky Derby, tell you what.
And we got, we're looking at those Spub and Warports cars are still all running top 10. Hans Vaspulver, biggest mover. He's moved right to third place from 5th, I believe. Bucket Dushan in that number 55, this time sponsored by Spubby. E-Free, of course. They're going to be, sharing the paint schemes beyond just Taco Baco. Spubby, of course, the name of the racing team, Spub and Warports it is. And, him and his crew chief, Greg Zappadapple, just really got it together. They had a great season last year. Ended the season with a race win. They won at Santa Monica.
That is a very good point. A win like that in the last race of the season, even if you're not a championship contender, you'll have to excuse me. I've had 5 too many beers. That's right, chocolate chip contenders. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Now making me delicious. All this above it. They keep asking if you want the cookie, then they make you feel guilty if you say no.
Because you just want the chips.
I don't want the I don't want the coup. They keep asking me if it's above it, if they want me the coup, and I'm like, I don't understand your language, sir.
None of this makes any sense to anybody.
Why is this Zimbabwe inside of the mall?
Why is this Zimbabwe in Zimbabwe?
Yeah, that's true. I would expect it in. You know, you talk to Zimbabwe about that. I remember that old ball player. He was good.
Right next to the pretzels.
Not to be confused with the and
Man, I love that place. I love a good root beer from
and. Nonetheless, look at who we're running in 5th place. It's Jeff Shanice. Brand new look to the car. Brand new manufacturer, now running the Toyota Yaris. And brand new racing team. Iron Jeff Racing running in 5th place. Got a teammate running in 2nd. And got Jeff Tanaka running in 10th. So they are looking pretty dang good this season as well.
That's a good start for Iron Jeff Racing. Of course, it's a brand new team, and they of course sought out only the best and the brightest and the Jeffest of drivers that are in the Diddler Cup Series, and I think they picked a good trio.
They most certainly did pick the Jeffest, and even if they didn't, they made him the Jeffest.
Now, of course, we got our defending champion here. That is Joe John Winchester, 2018 Diddler Cup Racing Series champion. He's running in a confident 6th place. He's a little bit. He's not in contention for a top 5 finish just yet. But you never know.
Yeah, it might be a problem.
Well, of course, he's in constant communication with his crew chief, Hiram Duke. But he's still running a confident race here. If you get some top 10s and top 5s early, that'll go a long way towards securing your spot in the playoffs. And the wins, we know it'll come for Joe John Winchester.
Oh, no doubt about that. We're expecting big things from our defending series champion, Joe John Winchester. And, his racing team, ATF Bureau, dropped from 3 down to 2 cars. Unexpectedly, Agent Toby Keith had to get called out into the field. So they had to close up shop with the 27 team, but they kept the 21 team around.
As he got called out to the field, no, literally they had to call him out into the middle of the field, and he was just waiting for further instructions.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they can't tell us nothing more than that, but he's got a teammate, another rookie, Steve Thompson, in the WeBuyDrugs.gov 17 car, and he's running in 20th place right now, right in front of that 69 car.
Nice.
And what is WeBuyDrugs.gov?
So, okay, you remember how 21, so that's the same as the old 21 car, and the 21 car was sponsored by LegalBetForRealMoney.gov.
Uh-huh.
Well, would you believe it? That website was actually just a government thing to get illegal gambling online.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So apparently people found out about that, and they had to go back to the drawing board. So they worked with Customs and Border Patrol, and now they got some interesting sponsorships from a website called WeBuyDrugs.gov. And I guess they'll buy drugs if you are trying to sell drugs.
It's like the GameStop of Canadian Viagra.
It kind of is. It's the GameStop, but it's like Zappos, but it's for narcotics, I guess. So WeBuyDrugs.gov.
I bought some Mexican generic Dongerettes injector pens there for $4.
Seems completely legit. I agree. Completely legitimate.
We're just about halfway into this race, folks. Paul Walker.
Look at this. We're seeing a bit of a race here. The horse may have just taken
the horse is a galloping.
Morris Mayfield, Paul Walker in that 00 car just gave away the lead. I was seeing the interval coming down, and Jeff Gordon, the horse, is the leader of this race, our second race leader of the afternoon. 46 laps in, we're on lap 45 laps in of this 100-lap race.
Look at back here in second place, Hans Vosspulver, the German rookie, making a move for second place as he's trying to get past Paul Walker.
Yeah, he's content with third, I think. That's the thing with rookies. They get a little excited. He's got to have he must have his crew chief calming him down, saying, look, just stay where you are. Just stay. You're doing great. You're in a great spot. Don't get too crazy. You don't want to, a third place. You don't want to go from third to second. Just trying to get from third to second.
He's of course trying to follow
last to first.
Exactly, and looks like we, I was just checking to see if we had anybody retiring from the race. Unfortunately, 2017 champion Jean-Paul Henry, camshaft issues. They are on the trailer in pit row.
I remember camshaft. He used to play ice hockey, didn't he?
I think so. Yeah, he was quite good. So, and look at that, Bucket Duchamp is caught up to Vice Pulver. So we got a battle for third and fourth right now. We got a nice close gap, top four, and then Jeff Shanice is, well, there's distance between 4 and 5 and 5 and 6 as we approach the halfway point of this race.
They're the Taxidermy WOW 300. It's a 100-lap race, of course.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Of course, it was reduced to 100 laps, for various reasons. But, we are looking at, we're seeing, and that's the thing, we got a 3/4 of a mile track. About when are we going to expect to see them pitting? I think about maybe in the next 10 laps.
Probably around that time frame.
We'll check to see here. Now, a driver I'm not seeing up at the front is last year's winner at this event, Paul Alcohol.
Yeah, Paul Alcohol, I think, had some issues. He is sitting down he's down in 30th place. I don't know what happened. I don't know if there was a crash that we missed or some sort of issue, but Paul Alcohol has been struggling. He is well behind.
Now, of course, War Machine Racing had a great season last year. With all that success, I've been hearing rumors around the garage that, maybe they're starting to, they've got a bit of money here, but they're starting to play a little loose with it.
Yeah, I think we're going to be seeing that this year. It's going to be interesting to see as we're seeing the first of the cars to be lapped. Lap traffic coming in to play here, and of course, we've seen a lot of races in the past seasons where that has been an issue, where that has caused havoc, where that has allowed people to take the lead. So Paul Walker may be looking to use Ennio Spirini in that Bingen Texan 28 car to pass Jeff Gordon the horse if he has trouble, if that horse has trouble getting around Spirini. He might be distracted. Like, I think, when you think of the Bingen Texan, you think of those big sacks getting rustled. That might remind him of a feed bag. I don't know.
I mean, typically a thoroughbred horse like Jeff Gordon the horse would not want to have any binge sauce.
That's
of course
fair.
not, but he is easily distracted, though.
Yeah, I mean, they do have to put blinders on the horse, which, again, doesn't really make for a better race. But here comes Paul Walker. I don't know if he sees it. Paul Walker coming on the inside. Looking to go low, but he's going to be held off on that turn. That's the tricky bit of this. That's the tricky bit of this short track race in this 3/4 mile track. You don't have a lot of time in the turns to make that pass. You got to go, and you got to just be sure about it.
Yeah, I've driven the track several times. It's always a hard track to get used to. You got to have a steady rhythm around this place if you want to be good and you want to be fast. That's how I won so many races way back when. Reinstate me, goddammit.
I think I think we're very happy to have you in the commentary booth for as long as that can be. But again, another person who knows this track pretty well, running in 10th place, Big Daddy Thibodeau. He is the best of the South Tucson Youth Motorsports drivers right now. As we saw, Ennio Spirini already a lap down, Triple X Macklin in 27th. Big Daddy Thibodeau holding on to the top 10, and he is the one playoff driver from last season as well.
And I know we've had our share of differences, but I got to tell you, it really that last race took a lot out of that team, quite emotionally and spiritually, and they're just hoping for Triple X Macklin here to try and turn things around for what's been a good off season.
Yeah, they decided, what, things happen, accidents do happen on the racetrack. It's a dangerous sport. We don't want to get too down on it, but they just decided, okay, stay the course. These things happen. They got a bunch of imagine all the sad children that there would be if they had a close-up shop at South Tucson Youth Motorsports after 1 year. All those kids looking forward to driving, to learning how to be a race car driver, to getting into the pits, to working, to maybe becoming a crew chief like Kalichi Cotton. Again, there's just so much experience that can be passed on by Big Daddy Thibodeau and by Ennio Sparini into these cars. So, you know, that's why they came back and they brought another star student, and he's riding in 27th right now. But again, you know, first race jitters, you understand it. He's right behind an actual driving bear, so that's got to be terrifying as well. But Triple X Macklin running in that number 13 Marmalade Shack Dodge Stratus.
He's doing real well. I mean, he's racing up there with an actual bear. He's racing up there with Mario Andretti up there in 25th position.
Mario Blandretti.
Exactly. Mario Andretti, you know, not having such
Mario
a good...
Blandretti.
Okay, Mario Blandretti it is.
There you go. Yeah, that's what it is. In the Blenzoil Toyota for Most Glorious Motorsports. And looking to see, Hans Vaspulver has found his time and taken second place, but Jeff Gordon, the horse, has pulled away 1.4 seconds away from second place, and it's all because of Ennio Sparini causing havoc for these cars in second, third, and fourth.
I got a feeling that this race is going to come down to who gets it out of the pits fastest.
That may be the case. We're going to keep an eye on when some of these leaders are going to decide to visit pit road, as there is a big gap between, look at that, a big gap between 6th and 7th. Giacomo, again, one of the final four last season.
The gap's so big you'd call it Durline.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
I missed those.
Just like syphilis, I got jokes, and I can't get rid of them.
Me too. But nonetheless,
you
we got
the jokes too?
Yeah. We got Giacomo in 7th place right now, behind Jeff Shanice by about 7 seconds. But coming up on his tail are Smiley Van Buren in 8th and Jeff Tanaka. Jeff Tanaka would love to get up and help his teammate, as these 3 Iron Jeff Racing Team drivers are all running in the top 10. That's amazing.
That's good team tactics, and it just shows to show you the plan in action that Iron Jeff Racing had when they started up in the team. Step number 1, sign every driver named Jeff. Step 2, if there is not a third driver named Jeff, we will ask them to change their first name to Jeff legally.
Fair enough. That is 100% true, and that's actually what happened.
Step 3, hire the best crew chiefs and mechanics and engineers in the business, preferably ones named Jeff, but we're not picky because they're not the public faces of the team.
Yeah, I think they got we got one. Well, I think they got Jeff Purdy. We got Ray Evernham, the horse, of course, because you can't split up the team, and the number 8 team has proven how good they are. So, you know, Jeff Gordon, the horse, if you were going to sign him, that meant that Ray Evernham, the horse, was coming around as well. And, of course, Jeff Shanice in that Jeff's Chinese cart, running in 6th place. Looking really good, but again, it's slowly creeping up to Joe John Winchester, closing the distance, maybe making a run for top 5.
Joe John Winchester now finally in that top 5 position. He is having a good race, but I tell you what, the horse has left the stable. The beast is loose.
Yeah, and he's got a rookie right behind him who has finally gotten around lap traffic. Hans Vaspulver has left those 2 Spubby cars in 3rd and 4th and is chasing down Jeff Gordon, the horse. Jeff Gordon, the horse. He's looking to make a pass on Jeff Gordon, the horse. I don't know about this slap mark car, but you know, he's fighting off lap traffic. Vaspulver's going to have to not just pass Jeff Gordon, the horse, but the other 2 cars ahead of him, which is Paul Alcohol and that mouthfeel car driven by thicker Richard Ketchum.
You know, I've spoke to Heinz Vaspulver before the race. He says he wants to follow in the great footsteps of all the great racing legends from Australia, like Nicky Lauder and, of course, Nicky Quieter. He wants to be the next Get Hard Burger.
And of course, lesser known third driver, Mickey Appropriate Volume.
Only one of them's the one that got burned up over there at the Poopin' Hosen.
Yeah, fair enough.
I remember it. That was in that movie with Thor in it.
Now we're seeing Jeff Gordon, the horse, just took a very high line to try to get past Paul Alcohol. This could be the chance for Hans Vasspulver.
But Jeff Gordon, the horse, has got to make that high line work.
Yeah, he's back in the high line again, and looks like he's trying to get past Alcohol, who has Vasspulver in his draft. But I don't know if that's the best way to do it. Yeah, it looks like he might get him. 77 laps in the books right now. Excuse me, 76 in the books.
Alcohol for the horse.
But here comes Vasspulver. Is he going to be better with the clean air, or is Jeff Gordon, the horse, going to have the draft from the slower car so far?
I don't know. Cocaine and alcohol's never usually a good mix, but neither is alcohol and thoroughbred horses.
No, not at all. Horse racing and alcohol is a little bit more of a better fit. And I think that's why. Oh, he almost made contact with him. Oh, he almost had contact, but Vasspulver may have just intimidated or inseminated that horse out of the way.
Spooked the horse. He spooked him.
He tried to, and that horse
rattled.
He does spook very easily.
Vasspulver runs right in the slap marked car where America shops, and that is America's choice.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think, it's interesting. I got a huge question about what I just saw. What I just heard from the crowd, and I'm going to ask that offline, I think, is the question. But Jeff Gordon, the horse, cannot shake Vasspulver's challenge on him with 21 laps to go. They also cannot get past Paul Alcohol. And
now, when are they going to pit? That's the big thing. When are they going to pit?
When, if at all, they have yet to pit.
Beaumont, you got a chance to talk to Woo Bow Bow before the race. What was their strategy?
He ain't pitting.
That's right. Fair.
He pits late. All he's got to do is just run him on fumes for the next 5 laps, and he's got the win.
This might be the pass. Vasspulver just doesn't have the speed coming out of the turns. He keeps sliding right behind.
It's very different driving a stock car like this compared to like a GT car like he's used to around a poop and hosing.
I guess so. Like he's still getting a feel for this car. It's amazing. I mean, again, he's having such a great run right now, but he's got to be patient. He's got to watch and make sure that he doesn't completely put it into the wall or cause.
Oh my goodness! Jeff Gordon, the horse, almost got checked up into the back of Paul Alcohol. I'm amazed Paul Alcohol is looking this much.
Vasspulver is right on his bumper.
You don't want to be falling too close to a horse's ass now, but Otto Vasspulver sees it, and he's staring right down the backside of this horse.
Yeah, you follow a horse that closely, you're going to be in some shit pretty quickly. That's how I was always taught. And yeah, the horse seems to be slowing down, just cannot maneuver around alcohol and ketchup. Two of the things that horses have trouble with.
Alcohol and ketchup. And it's not just ketchup, it's mouthfeel all-purpose sauce.
Yeah, sorry, well, I meant Richard Ketchup, thicker Richard Ketchup, but yes.
Oh, yes.
And here comes Vasspulver. Oh, they're each taking a car. Oh, Jeff Gordon, the horse just went sailing up the track. He's able to hold on to it, but Vasspulver has taken that and taken the lead. Coming around the turn.
Oh, man.
What a maneuver by Hans Vasspulver.
He spooked him. This rookie's going to win the first race of the season.
No, yes, he actually did get him.
Yeah, he got him on that one, but again, he may have just taken the points for leading the lap, but he's going right up the track again, and here comes Jeff Gordon, the horse, gotten his bearings. Again, 15 laps to go. This is our 1-2 battle, and you know what, boys? This battle for first place means that the interval between second and third has been just creeping down just a little bit. Bucket Dushine in that Spubby car trying to deal with Ennio Sparini right now. Ennio Sparini really should be getting out of the way. Just problems with the car all over the place.
He really has been having problems with the car all day, but I like his tenacity and his willingness to just ruin everybody else's race behind him.
No doubt about that. He is keeping that interval, but finally it looks like the Spubby car, that 55, driven by Bucket Dushine, and he can maybe take, look at this, we got all, sorry, I thought that was the 11 car behind him, that was Joe John Winchester, but Bucket Dushine, if he can take his teammate Paul Walker with him in that 00 Nihilist Arby's car, then they're going to have that teammate advantage if they can challenge for the lead and get that draft and work together and get one of them 2 cars in victory lane.
We're almost getting down to 10 laps to go, folks. This is going to be it. We've had sandstorms all day. That finally, we're going to get an amazing finish here at Diddler Motor Speedway, as we are often opt to do.
No doubt about that. It is almost as it is another tradition of the Diddler Cup of stubborn as hell lapped traffic. Just wanting to stay on that lead lap. You know, don't want to give it up. No doubt about that. See who else we can talk about. You know, challenging for. Got a battle for the top 10 right now. Only 0.2 of a second behind Big Daddy Thibodeau is Jim Blossoms, and in front of them is that KFC car driven by Smiley Van Buren, and of course the KFC I Ate the Bones car, reminding everybody to eat the bones.
And of course, that was Jim Blossom's old ride. And for those newcomers to the Diddler Cup, you know, you think that one golfer dude, that ugly people's golfer, yeah, that great comeback there at the Masters, what have you. Jim Blossom is the most resilient athlete in America today.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Let me just put it this way. Remember from the opening video when that one car kind of went sailing through the air and then tumbled like hell, like on a giant? That was him. In his old number 11 car from 2017. He got dropped by Spub and Ports. It was deemed to be too much of a liability, and he now has his own independent ride, a part of Bloodco Racing. Bloodco Racing, the one-car team. He's driving the Plasma Train car, which again is a subsidiary of Bloodco. They are transcontinental transfusions, the Plasma Train, of course, which he is basically hooked up to at this point, as much as everything else. And look at this, we got a race for the lead right now, less than 1/10 of a second. Jeff Gordon, the horse, and Hans Vaspulver and Bucket Duchan has made his way back.
Where did Bucket Duchan come from?
Got around Ennio Sparini, left his teammate in the dust. Paul Walker must still be having issues with getting around the Bingen Texan car. Yeah, he is. But what that means now is that Jeff Gordon, the horse, now has someone behind him to contend with as we get to 6 laps to go here at Diddler Motor Speedway.
Here we go. This is it. The race is on the line. Can the Austrian, German, Liechtensteinian rookie come through and win the race, or will the horse be unbolted from the stable? Jim Blossom, by the way, just parked it on the grass.
Excuse me?
Jim Blossom parked it on the grass in the tri-oval.
Hold on. What now? He is in the pits?
He's
hell, what the fuck?
Oh, no! Oh, Jim!
Oh, Jim!
Oh, Jim!
What the hell just happened, Jim? Oh,
Why are you gonna do that, Jim?
Jim, damn it.
Jim.
Well, Bucket Duchan, well, no caution right now. No caution out at the moment. I guess we're going to have to find out what in the hell happened, because we also had something early on that we're going to go, of course, to our highlights there. But, yeah, some chip leak and something, who knows. Jim Jam it as well. Bucket Duchan, Hans Vaspulver, and Jeff Gordon the horse.
Ready to go.
Side by side for the horse and Vaspulver, 99 and 8. Side by side with 3 to go. Coming around, going to be 2 to go, and they pass the start-finish line again. 2 to go, side by side, 8 and 99.
Bucket Duchan, it's coming. You're going to get a classic here at Diddler Motor Speedway.
Who is Duchan going to go with? Is he going to go with that 99? Is he going to go with the horse? But we got a side-by-side race. Vaspulver's on the inside, so he's got the advantage on the turn, but the horse seems to have the speed coming off the turns on the straightaways. The horse takes the lead with 1 lap to go, sees the white flag. They're neck and neck. Bucket Duchan has gone alongside Vaspulver. The horse is all by himself. They're going to try to go to it. Coming around the corner, 1 more turn. Here we go to the checkered flag.
Here we go. Oh my God.
It's going to be Vaspulver. The
Oh my God!
Wow. He's going to do it.
Career race.
What a huge finish for the rookie in the slap mark car. Jeff Gordon, the horse, will finish second. Bucket Duchan.
Vaspulver won this race.
Hans Vaspulver in that number 99 slap mark car. My
That's
goodness.
Slap Mark's first ever win?
No, Dirk Tanaka's won in the slap mark car.
I felt like it.
That's what got him that fat check from Iron Jeff Racing.
Pretty much, yeah. We're
Unbelievable,
seeing,
Jeff.
look at all these cars.
My goodness.
What a race that was. Paul Walker and Bucket Duchan, 3 and 4. Excuse me, that was 3 for Duchan. 4 for Walker. Our pole sitter, Joe John
0.2
Winchester,
seconds in
finishing
the
up
end.
on 5th place. Excuse me?
0.2 seconds in the end was your margin of victory.
What a race that was. As we see these cars coming around, Jeff Shanice, 6th place. Giacomo. Of course, there is our pole sitter.
He just gave the entire Diddler Cities one big Hans job.
Yeah, he just he woke up the entire series, I think, with a huge win. What a day for racing, gentlemen! What an amazing race that was. Oh my goodness, it is. We're gonna have to go on board, I think, at this point with the. Are we? Do we have a word with the pits? I'm sure they're going crazy over there.
I'll tell you what, there is a whole lot of hooting and hollering and screaming and yelling and a whole lot of celebrations down here for
no doubt
Hans
about that.
Pulver. In fact, looks like we're able to get him on our radio. We're able to get him on the radio right now. It's Hans Pulver in the number 99 Slapdown car. It's your first ever stock car race. It's your first ever race in the Diddler Cup. And you beat one of the seasoned veterans. How did all this come together? Yeah, it's a very good race. I'm speechless right now. I can't believe we won this race in our first time in the series, and I thank everybody at Slapdown Corporate Racing for putting together such a wonderful car. Thank to all the Slap Marts with America's shops. I want to thank my wonderful crew chief. We had a great car. We're just so excited to have won this race for the first time. I could not believe when I was a young teenager racing at the Puppenhausen for the first time in my father's stolen car. Which is just, I could never imagine being here like this. And now we're locked into the playoffs, and it's just so wonderful. It's amazing.
Oh, wow, he is.
He's got some allergies.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Lord, this is a Chip up here in the booth. Is it? Are allergies pretty bad over there right now? Or there's a lot of sniffling and
Yeah, there's a lot of tree fucking going on here. That's what I call pollen down here.
I see. Well, there we go. Whoops, that is not the actual. Let's go ahead and refresh that. There we go. There it is. There we go. Right there. There's your winner, not Joe John Winchester. We're gonna fix that in a second. Had that all screwed up there. But is he okay?
Oh, of course, it's wonderful. See, Lisa Siemens, we've been working on the strategy all race long. We knew if we could just hold ourselves together, we could.
Oh my God!
Put on the challenge for the leaders, and we did it.
Wow,
it was a great race. I can't believe it. I'm fucking speechless. Woo! Yes!
He is. I mean, is he doing I'm seeing him do lap. He is doing laps around the.
I usually the one doing lines, but not laps.
Well, both. He was like doing sprints around the around his own car. He is just tweaked to hell. That is amazing. There is your winner, Hans Pulver. Amazing
speed,
stuff.
Hans Pulver.
Yeah, I did talk about addicted to speed, no doubt about it. Wow, that is something.
You know, they used to call the short track at Rockingham, North Carolina, the Rock. Well, Hans Pulver may not have raced at the Rock, but he sure is the Rock, all right.
He's got it in the bag.
He is familiar with the Rock, no doubt about that. Yeah, that's there you go. Well, congratulations to Hans Pulver, and we're of course gonna figure out what in the hell happened for most of this race, because we saw a couple of things happen. There was some I believe we had some wrecking pretty early on. I'm not entirely sure what happened. We didn't have a caution on this track, but we're gonna take a look and see what happened to Jim Blossoms, of course. But gentlemen, what an amazing race this was. What a great race.
It just goes to show that the Diddler Cup Racing Series is the fastest growing and most popular form of stock car racing in the US of A. You don't believe me? Fine. Fuck you.
I mean yeah, we're not going to argue with it. We don't have facts.
You have your I racing, you have your E racing, you got your Z racing, Heck, you even got maybe one of them Forza Hospital, Forza Horizon things, them festivals. Them shit's crazy, I tell you. I don't want to go into them things.
That sounds exciting.
Forza Horizon things. I tell you what, Diddler Cup is the premier event. If you want to get yourself silly and you want to go fast and you want to have a good old time here, I guarantee Diddler Cup's the way to go.
But look at this now. You had Otto Weisspulver, who was a factory sports car. Hans Weisspulver here. You had Hans Weisspulver, factory sports car racing driver. And he decides to come over here, mostly because his factory fired him for lots of illicit drug use, but that's besides the point.
That seems coincidental, but hey.
Yeah, it's... Who am I to judge?
Who among us?
Now, what happened to Jim Blossoms? He sprung a fluid leak or something.
We're seeing what's happening here. We saw some. We definitely saw some. We're going ahead.
On lap 95, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that in a second. We actually have our. We're going ahead and we found what happened to Paul Alcohol. Why there were in fact skid marks. Give me just a second here. We're gonna pull this up for you. Just 1 second here. I want to just get some details down here. And we're still, first race back. We're still kind of getting the bugs out of this new system we got. We got a lot of new stuff. We're going to keep an eye on Paul Alcohol here as they're heading around that track. And you can see there is the contact. The Boxa 1 car just makes contact. It spins him around. Doesn't do enough. He doesn't even pit. He goes back onto the track. We're going to see that again. We're going to see again what caused that wreck, who the issue was. I mean, not a bad lick, but, something pretty bad. Something bad enough, and it looks like it was Jim Blossoms, actually.
Oh, Jim!
Oh, Jim. Give me a second. We're going to pull up Jim Blossoms and see what in the hell happened.
Yeah, that was Jim.
They didn't want to lick it up like this.
No, they didn't. Not at all. Not at all for War Machine Racing. That's unfortunate. But his teammate Giacomo got a top 10 finish, 7th place. But that's a tough outing for that 35 team who always just runs so good. They've come so close to a championship both times. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and see again. I don't know who actually made contact. Was it the 9 car? I'm gonna keep an eye on this. Let's see this again. Was it who made contact?
I think it was the 41 pushing 51 in right there.
That's what it was. Yeah, the 41 got really close up underneath the Boxa 1 car, caught him on the angle going into the turn, and you don't bump.
N41, G51, N35. Bingo.
There you go. Exactly. And look at that. Yeah, he just taps him, just gives him a little kiss on the bumper, sends him into the 35, and not enough to bring out a caution. But, yeah, we're going to go ahead and see that again from we're going to see that again from Paul Alcohol's point of view one more time. You see just getting a draft off of Kevin Boner-Pillman and then knew nothing of it. I'm actually surprised that wasn't a caution. I don't know why that didn't bring out a caution.
Well, because 51 got away with it, nothing happened to him. That didn't interrupt the race at all.
It didn't really cause any other issues, I guess.
It was more of a... I would agree with letting him race here. Paul Alcohol got his way back to speed. I mean, he was a non-factor from this point, but
yeah, it's a shame.
No harm, no foul.
It had nothing to do with that, but yeah, it did not stop the race. I think that's the liberty of the Diddler Cup for not, for deciding whether or not they need to make those adjustments.
Just gotta clear the track off there.
Exactly, yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and find out what in the hell happened to Jim Blossoms.
Oh, Jim.
Oh, Jim.
And then we're talking about lap. Okay, so we're looking at about
We're looking at within the final 5 or 6 laps.
Yeah, we're at lap
of
94
this race.
right now. Lap 94.
He's got his own set of nurses / cheerleaders called the Gymettes.
Yeah, well, I think we're unfortunately. It was actually I got lap 94 was when the wreck happened, and then he was in the infield at lap 95. So let's go ahead and see what's going on here. Jim Blossoms was running. That is Big Daddy Thibodeau. He was running top. He was racing for the top 10. And I don't know what happened here. I don't know if the car just got loose. Some good drafting off of the KFC I Ate the Bones car. And I don't know if he just... Did he just run out of fuel? I'm not sure what is...
He just skidded out of there.
Yeah, I don't know if there was any sort of issue.
Maybe he would. Maybe it's a possibility the gearbox would have went out. Maybe, he might have just run the car out of fuel, or maybe something broke inside of it here.
I don't know. And they were seeing that pit road, and I don't know if that...
Maybe just Jim slipped out of consciousness.
It's always possible. That is always a possibility. He finished three laps down, so I mean he didn't actually pull the car off the race.
I tell you what, Jim Blossom's going to be pretty popular with them soap operas because he keeps coming in and out of comas.
Yeah, and coming back.
All he needs now is an evil twin. All he needs now is an evil twin, and this is going to be way more entertaining this year. Yeah.
He doesn't even look like Baker Richard Ketchup, though.
No, not at all.
Baker Richard Ketchup.
Fair enough. Yeah. Again, we're gonna see what happened. Did he just I'm kind of just seeing if he made contact at any point with somebody. We're kind of just rewinding this tape and just seeing he was racing pretty good. He had a good car. He was running in 11th place.
Yeah, but all it takes is for even the tiniest 25-cent part to break underneath you, and all of a sudden you're going to be spending half your day in the fucking garage trying to get the car fixed up for $400 or $500 when you know a guy who could have fixed it for $100, $200.
Again, I don't see any contact here. I'm just kind of watching. He's getting low on. Did he maybe run out? I don't know if he ran out of fuel. I'm just so confused by this. Something in the car must have just not been right, and he took it out to. He tried to take it to.
I'm all out of blood. I'm so lost without you.
That looks like somebody who might be out of fuel. That might have been fuel. That might have been fuel, y'all.
Now, normally I advise we ain't pitting, but then again, for this gentleman, I think I'll make an exception for him.
Yeah, no doubt about that. But we're gonna go ahead and take us back to our big finish.
Oh, Jim!
That is a shame and a half.
Let's watch that finish again. That was an awesome damn finish to this race.
Great finish to this race, and we're gonna see one more time. As we head back to that, we're going to go ahead and go with that and see what's going on here as we...
Folks in South Tucson, remember, the mandatory evacuation starts immediately after the conclusion of this broadcast. Yeah, you have less than 48 hours to abandon all your stuff.
You're lucky we needed that extra day to get DeRude out of here.
That's right.
So we are looking right now, we're seeing... As we're seeing it right there, so we're gonna see this is the finish of our race. We're gonna go back to where that pass was made, where Hans Vaspulver passed one more time for the win. I believe the most laps led goes to Paul Walker, who led 48 of them. But we're gonna see where that pass happened. I thought I had it a little further back than I did, so apologies for that. But yeah, we're going to see where that happened. I don't understand. We're going to go a little faster back. Thought I had it on lap 100. My mistakes there, but...
It's very fascinating how fast these cars can run in reverse as well as forward.
Oh, no, that's just the tape. Lord, I understand. It's just fine. It's just
we put everyone's car backwards 500.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to figure this one out as well. Just kind of keep going back and... We'll get you there in a second. Just bear with us, y'all.
Please remember to bring food, non-perishable food, clothing, bottled water, and a backpack, a handheld radio, and enough spare batteries to last you 2 weeks.
So that's good advice. Or you know what? If you just want to feel safer, maybe just hang out on the roof of your house and just enjoy the race. It's a free ticket.
That's right. I mean, it's not truth be told, it's not actually a mandatory evacuation. We just need to
highly advised one. We're supposed to tell you this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and go full screen here. This was our finish. And we're seeing it again. This was lap 99, going to the white flag. The horse coming in off the turn to take the lead. It was right here, literally by a nose. Photo finish at the white flag. But it was Hans Weisspulver who had Bucket Duchesne in his slips in his draft.
All he needed was to see was the white flag, and soon he would be going for that white line. That's the finish line.
Was. Yeah, the finish line, of course. And credit to Jeff Gordon, the horse, having no drafting partner and still being able to finish second, holding off Bucket Duchesne in that 55. There is your winner.
And of course, we got a press release from Iron Chef Racing. When asked about Jeff Gordon, the horse results, he said, nay.
Well, I think that's a good race. I think that's an excellent finish for Jeff Gordon, the horse. Excellent finish for Iron Jeff Racing. 3 top 10 finishes. Again, your top 10. Hans Weisspulver, that number 99 slap mark car in first. Second place, Jeff Gordon, the horse, in the number 8 Gunk Toyota. In third place, the number 55 Spubby. A-Free Ford, driven by Bucket Duchesne. Paul Walker, his teammate, in the Nihilist Arby's car. There you see, there he is right there. In the 00, that's fourth place. Fifth place, Joe John Winchester in the Just Guns Ford. Sixth place, Jeff Shanice in the Jeff's Chinese car. Of course, that Toyota. Giacomo in the Kiss Ford in 7th. Jeff Tanaka, another Toyota, in 8th place. Sponsored by Jeff Y.E. Smiley Van Buren, that KFC I-8 The Bones Ford as well. And number 10, the only Dodge to hit the top 10, Big Daddy Thibodeau in that You Need a Clown Dodge Stratus for South Tucson Youth Motorsports. So a Chevy wins it, but the Chevy was the winner was the only Chevy in the top 10, so it's his
first race too.
His first race. If I'm the Chevy manufacturers, I'm taking a look at my engine. I'm keeping an eye on what the other teams are doing here. I might be a little concerned because, I don't know here. Like, again, that's great to see a rookie win it, but I don't know. I'm a little concerned about DWI engines. And the Chevy teams may be in for a bit of a rough season here.
We'll see what happens though, because they got to need all the horsepower they can get to climb Mount Tisdale.
That they are. We are climbing Mount Tisdale. Is that what I forget what we named it. I couldn't remember. Fair enough. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
otherwise known as Fuck Mountain.
Fuck Mountain. It absolutely is Fuck Mountain. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for joining us. Beaumont, anything left to say?
Yeah.
All right, Lightning Lord, anything from you? That's a good idea. We should go to later for some food. I can go for some chicken tenders from there. Nonetheless, y'all, it has been a goddamn auto race. What an auto race it has been. Thank y'all for joining us. It has been a pleasure. We have missed this so much. Thank y'all for your patience with all the delays. We'll see you Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on this very channel, as we go back to South Tucson. Well, we're staying in South Tucson. We're probably going to hit the binge in Texas.
We're getting out of South Tucson.
Yeah, we're getting out of South Tucson. We'll be back on Tuesday. I think there's a Zaxby's somewhere outside in North Tucson. I ain't going to these places here. They freak me out a little bit. I'm not going to lie. But nonetheless, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. There you have it. That is our race for you.
Goddamn auto race.
It has been a goddamn auto race. Thank y'all. And until next time, it has been a goddamn auto race.
The local authorities at South Tucson, Arizona,
have issued an emergency evacuation warning for the city of South Tucson, Arizona, effective at 1:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.